Whoa. Whoa. Oh. What's happening, everyone? Good morning. It's the illusion. What's this lizard doing? There you go. You need to get up. Why are you hiding out in there? Waking the lizard up, man. Yeah, you need to get up, lizard. It's pretty late. What's happening, everyone? It's Sunday morning here on the West Coast, 9:51. Wanted to give a shout out to the report of the week, injured on the injured reserve list. Saw that you fell through your attic ceiling. Hope you're feeling better, brother. So High Frequency Tribe, give the report of the week some love, man. He tunes in here quite frequently, and he's laying in bed hurt. Looks like a pretty hectic fall. So just be careful out there, people. It's the old classic walking around in the attic. Attics are dangerous places, man. And not realizing that the people just don't know because they don't build that, like, unless there's a floor, man, it's drywall. Bloop. I saw this kid. I was working with this kid in one of my first carpentry jobs, man. I was doing the remodel for the music studio guy. And we were remodeling the attic, man, making it into a prayer room. The dude was a Baha'i faith guy. Baha'i. And this dude had his son working for us that day, and he didn't step on the joists, and literally went right through the floor, right on into the master bedroom. The full classic, just raining debris on the master bed. It was pretty good, dude. It was pretty good. I think if I remember, he got lucky and took the joist to the crotch and didn't go all the way through. Yeah, those are hectic, man. How's everyone doing out there? T Noltec. You like that? I know. I wish I could go for a ride today. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah. Been getting back after it with the mountain bike, man. I'm gonna dial it in. I gotta get the GoPro camera I keep forgetting to get it rigged on the handlebars, so we can really get a look at the trail. Yep, smell that leather, baby. And not me. I'm not smelling leather right now. I'm not taking any punches to the face. I do. That's what the wife was saying. Need to trim up the hair. So we went out for dinner last night, full date night. Went out, had some seafood, and cruised around the new neighborhood. Went checked out the new neighborhood. Nice and quiet on a Saturday night. I like it. I like the vibe. Smash that like button for the illusion. That's right, Hob L. Mullet, bro. Been there, done that. That's Owl's job, dude. Owl's got the maximum mullet going, dude. Owl's got the best haircut on the planet, dude. Full natural growth. Natural growth, just two big wings coming out sideways in the back. It's funny. People all the time are like, did you cut Owl's hair? We're like, no. 4.5 years of growth later, dude. It's pretty legend. There's no surf, dude. The ocean's broken. I think around the 20th, it's supposed to start happening. I was thinking about it the other day. I was like, I think I made the surfboard quiver video like the beginning of September, because I was like, all right, I'm going to get ready for the fall. I have not put a surfboard in the water. I haven't put a surfboard in the water in 5 months, man. I mean, I'm not a big summertime surfer kind of guy, but man, it's been a while. And I go do my Zuma check. I mean, if Zuma doesn't have any waves, nowhere does. It really is that true. But that. Nah, we're not buying a home right now. We're just renting. We're just getting reestablished. Just getting back in the zone. I don't want to get anchored to. We agreed we didn't want to get anchored to Southern California. The last thing we want to do is get stuck in Southern California. That's one of the cool things moving forward with the reset on the marriage and the family. Like, the wife's in full agreement. We need to get out of Los Angeles. And I'm like, yes. So, eventually, like in the next couple of years, we're finally getting out of this, the home of the civilized savage, man. This place. This Los Angeles, man. Denver, dude, I don't want to go to another leftist city. The last place I want to be is in Denver, Colorado. Not knocking the Denver people. No. No, thank you. I don't want to be anywhere on the east side of the Rocky Mountains either. Unless I'm in Montana. There's still some good mountains on the east side up there. Ohio, I'm not being in Ohio. Hell no. No. I'm going to move next to Kanye. That's more my style. Mississippi. Was that you playlist who moved down to Mississippi and we're like, I'm moving back to Montana, dude. LOL here in Ohio. Like, how dare you? Oh, dude, I got a lot of friends in Ohio, man. I have a soft spot in my heart for the heart of it all, man. I love Ohio people. Colorado seems great if you live on the East Coast. The Yeezy Manifestation 2020. Yeah. So I think I've cracked the code on my my latest. I don't even think it's a conspiracy. So I watched some pretty middle of the road, or listen to a couple pretty middle of the road news guys on the tube. I'm not gonna hype their channel, but No Agenda. The only channel I'll hype is No Agenda podcast. Smell the leather, baby. But No Agenda. Go to their podcast. They break it all down. But anyway, so I listened to this Pretty Milk. He's sort of my canary in the coal mine guy because he's so middle of the road. But he's been getting super edgy over the last year because the left is so crazy. The SJW left so crazy. So about a month ago, I really started noticing the hyping of people. All right, this is it. Anti-Semitism. Does that make sense? Like, there's all these people that are like, it's like the new narrative is like everybody's anti-Semite. Everything's anti-Semite. And I'm like, really? I don't know. But it's just everything. And I've been watching those. There's that whole thing. All those people trying to all those conservative people are like, you can't say anything about why we give all our money over to Israel because you're anti-Semite and blah blah blah, and this and that. And this middle of the road guy was talking today about that lunatic congresswoman from Minnesota. You know the one, the lunatic, she does those thinly disguised. Yeah, she's an out and out anti-Semite. I mean, because she's a lunatic Muslim extremist. I mean, just goes with the road, right? Goes with the territory. So whatever. But my trip spent about it is this: it's all in it. That's how they're going to come at the First Amendment. I realize I've been crystallizing on this thought the last couple days about the First Amendment, because there was a full war on the First Amendment with the throttling and the censorship and the blah blah blah. So there's a full. So I was like, but people it's really the Chinese. The Chinese are using all their proxy stuff to attack America. Like the Chinese can't out and out come and attack America because they own. Oh, I have something else to tie this together. I clicked in yesterday too about the Chinese taking over. So I've been tripping on this whole anti-Semite thing lately because I'm like, when did this become a thing all of a sudden? And it's all, and I go, oh, this is all to shut down the First Amendment through the anti-Semite thing. And because most people are very knee-jerk reaction to that whole thing. And I get it, but I don't hear a lot of hype about the Stalinists or those lunatics in Cambodia. Anyway, you go on down you can go down the bunny hole on this. That's not even my point. My point is it's really the Chinese that are pushing this agenda, because I think if you follow the money on all these people, it all comes back to I think China probably owns Israel, is my theory, underneath it all. I know it's wacky, but I think they're in on it together. I think the Chinese and the Israelis, the Zionists, are in on it together, because they're not really the Israelis either. The Israelis are just the Israelis. Because, you look I think if you really look at it, it's a full hedonistic country to the core. We're going down into the decensorship vibe, dude. Don't touch the third rail of talk, dude, because you all of a sudden you got a clown outfit on. And anyway, so it's the Chinese, I think, and that's how they're going to come at the First Amendment, is through this anti-Semite thing, dude, the ACLU and all these the Anti-Defamation League and all of these guys, but they don't really get enough traction, but everyone's got a soft spot for, this anti-Semitism, which, you could really dig on that word itself too, but whatever. The ignorant masses, dude, you can't really get too crazy. So anyway, so there's that component of the Chinese. And so in California, you've had this big thing with the fires, right? And PG&E, Pacific Gas and Electric. And if you start digging into the bunny hole of Pacific Gas and Electric, there's a bunch of Chinese tentacles, if you will. And so the numbers, I guess there's been PG&E over the last I forget the exact numbers. I saw it. It kind of struck me, but I was in the middle of doing something, so I didn't write it down or anything. But over the last couple years or 4 years, there's been 1,500 fires in California related to faulty PG&E equipment, right? Pacific Gas and Electric equipment in the state of California, almost a fire a day. And you're all right. And I'm yeah, no, there's been all sorts of people hemming and hawing about it's a big Chinese thing and it's really to get the, blah, blah, blah. But I was listening to this, I stumbled on this random thing, and it was this homeowner. So you can't get, in a lot of these, and this is Agenda 21 too, they're starting to do, and this happened yesterday. I ran into some people that are having real trouble rebuilding with the insurance companies, and because the insurance companies are taking the hit on this whole thing. So the insurance companies are doing this new thing where they're doing blanket denial of coverage, or they won't insure people by zip codes anymore. And there are all these people that are up in the, foothills of the Sierras, all these fire prone places. So they won't get insured, right? So they're not able to get insured, which means they can't keep in order to have a loan on your house, you have to have homeowners insurance. So people are getting denied homeowners insurance because of fire risks. And who owns all of this underneath is the banks, right? So the banks will get this whole thing, because you hear all these people like the Agenda 21 thing, Agenda 2030, and it's real, but it's a little bit of, it's sort of esoteric with the land grab thing. And then you can kind of start to really see it clearly of all these like outlier communities where people have gone to escape the big city to be more agrarian and small townish, can't get insurance on their houses because they're in fire-prone areas where PG&E has their ill-kept infrastructure, which is owned by the Chinese. Boom, and all of a sudden, all these people are going to get foreclosed on because they can't live up in their houses because they can't get insurance and the banks won't cover their loans. So what are you going to do? And all of a sudden, the market's going to drop on all these things and someone's going to come buy them up. And there you go. The big land grab. It's a giant land grab, because I've been wondering what's up with the power thing, dude. Like PG&E and Gavin, the governor of California is a full scumbag. So like, what's in it for him? And it's the full on agenda. It's the depopulation of the rural zones. It's going on full blown in California. I know you guys out in the Midwest know about this too, with industrial agriculture. We're doing the same thing, and floodplain insurances and this, but why would you build on a floodplain? I never understood that. But anyway, so yeah, there's madness afoot in the state of California, but it's way more subtle than you would think, because it's like 6 degrees of separation. But the Chinese are on the move. Yeah, but they're on the move in a weird, creepy way. And, because Google's over there and Apple and blah, blah, blah. As you can see, this is like early morning coffee thoughts. So it's not very concise. I don't know if they're buying all the land yet, but my point being is the banks will eventually own all this land, right? And the banks are going to want to, because it's that thing, right? Like it sort of clicked with the thing we were talking about yesterday, where like money doesn't exist. So whatever, like you want to own the land, right? So whatever, because I was like, well, what are the banks going to do with all this land? And they're going to want to recoup their investment. I was like, oh, the banks don't care. It's just ones and zeros. What are they going to do? They're going to just offload it to whoever wants to buy it. And who's going to want to buy a bunch of land you can't insure to develop? Because they can insure it themselves if that's even a need. So, but that goes into this thing, because my buddy yesterday, I ran into at the big anniversary thing, was like, hey, bro, you got to get in on this. There's this big mobile home park that burned down over the hill, Seminole Springs. They're like, the market's falling. You should get in on this thing. The market's falling out because in order to get everyone to rebuild in the mobile home park, they got to it burned all the infrastructure, and the nut on the infrastructure is like $10 million to like replumb it and wire the mobile home park. So it's just pads. So they were all the like starter homes for all these people. So they can't get the enough money to pay for they can get the money for their old trailer that was there, which is nothing. But the real cost is the infrastructure going into this trailer park. And he's like, dude, everybody's bailing and the price is just plummeting over in this thing. So you can get like a chunk of land in this trailer park for nothing right now. And I was like, well, but there's no infrastructure. He's like, I know, but we're like, it's all he was basically explaining what I'm telling you in the sense of this 200 spot trailer park. He's like, yeah, the infrastructure's all gone. The market's going to fall out, but we come in and we're going to buy lots, and then we're going to get the investment money to put the infrastructure back, but it's all going to be on the down. It's all going to be like all the people. It's kind of evil, actually, like if you think about it, but it's not like this dude's making it happen. He's just like, he has a place in there. He's like, this is what's going on and no one knows, dude. So like, I just wanted to give you a heads up. If you wanted to get a place in here, it's going to be super cheap. And I was like, dude, I just want to get out of California, man. So, hello, see big Chinese. Yeah. So anyway, there's my ass backwards conspiracy for Sunday morning for you, dude. I think that's a terrible idea, Stefan. In fact, we have a plague of motorhomes. Dude, people don't get that, like, unless you're like homelessness is due to like catastrophic medical bills, most people are homeless due to drug and alcohol issues. So you can give them a new motorhome, a new house, $10 million. They're still going to turn it into a pile of poop. The homelessness thing isn't a homeless issue. It's a lifestyle choice or a propaganda issue. I have all people that are homeless due to like overwhelming medical bills and stuff like that ought to be taken care of immediately. Like, we need to go find those people and they should be given homes. No questions asked. Drug and mental health issues. Yeah. So you can go right down here. They're all over the PCH because there's some new law or they won some court case called BAR. There's people with motorhomes all over. And you know what they do? So here's your motorhome answer. You know what they do with all their crap inside of their motorhomes? They've just been opening the pipes, dude, and just pouring their poo all over the streets. No, the motorhome solution's a non-solution, dude. In fact, you don't want to hear my crazy extremist. I think they all ought to be burned down, personally. I got to look at it all day long. It's not a good idea, dude. It's a terrible idea. I think, how about we get people off of drugs and alcohol? I'm more like that, dude. I'm semi a little bit. What's that crazy country over there where they just like do you in? I'm not that extreme, but I think the drug manufacturers ought to be like executed on the sides of the streets, dude. No, I'm not. Like, it's a bigger issue. It's not a homelessness crisis. So I want to just throw this out for the people, the bleeding hearts out there. I believe the number. I'm going to just lowball it. It was, I think the city of Los Angeles, last year absorbed 800,000 undocumented workers, 800,000 undocumented human beings, right? The border jumpers, the ones the wall's all meant for, the illegals, whatever. I don't, whatever. We absorbed 800,000 of those in the city of Los Angeles. Do you know how many Latino or Hispanic or Honduran or Venezuelan people you see in these homeless camps? About zero. You know who you see in the homeless camps? Drug addicts. So, if we're going to really trample the issue, it's like, it's the thing of like, why give someone a fish? Teach them to fish. You know what I mean? Like, you can give them a home. It's not going to solve the problem. They're just going to turn it into like a needle infested. Well, what are you going to do? You're going to give someone a mobile home and no gas and no way to dump the septic? That's a bad idea, dude. I'm just telling you. It's you know what's going on in California? It's all deliberate. Like, I don't think it's all to get huge disease outbreaks going. I was listening to you know who's really gnarly about that is Dr. Drew Pensky. You can say what you want about Dr. Drew. Dr. Drew's like the one dude out there who's like fully raising the alarm bells about the whole homeless thing and going, dude, this is a drug epidemic. This isn't a homeless issue. This is a mental health. This is a health issue, dude. Drugs, mental health. All right, you're out of here. Oh, so the dude was doing a countdown. What did I get? I think I beat him. And so you get into this thing of again is if you want to help these people, giving them turkey sandwiches on Sundays, not helping them, dude. You need to begin to hold. Like, I think Ohio, we were talking about Ohio won that case against the pharmaceutical companies and the thing, but that money goes into the general fund. We'll see if Ohio uses those couple $billion to help the drug addicts in Ohio, man. I mean, look, it's a bigger issue, dude. The homeless is not a homelessness issue. That's a ruse. And my point being is, like, the city of Los Angeles absorbed 800,000 people last year. There's plenty of homes in Los Angeles, dude. Oh, they settled like cowards. That makes sense. It's better than nothing. But what people don't understand is, see, when that money settles to Ohio, unless it was specifically earmarked for human beings, it'll go into the state general fund. It'll never see it. It'll probably get so watered down, it'll end up back in the pharmaceutical companies. In fact, this would be my guess of if how evil these drug pharmaceutical companies are. They will open up treatment centers in Ohio to just get their money back and charge, $15,000 a month to get someone sober. I mean, look, I live in the recovery Riviera. It's a scam, dude. The drug recovery epidemic's a full cycle of sickness, dude. It's deliberate. The homeless nonprofit industry. I don't like. Again, it's the equivalent of assigning Nikola Tesla's name to some scumbag shapeshifters' electric cars. If you want to attach the word homeless to people suffering from drug and mental health issues, you've done them a disservice, as what I'm getting at. You want to talk about the plague of drug addicts sleeping and pooping in the streets? Then that's, you got to keep it in that lane. You want to talk about people without structures to dwell in? That's a totally different subject matter. You want to talk about the super commuters? See, that's the thing. It's like, you can get all uptight and weird about drug addicts and people suffering from mental health issues who don't have a dwelling, and they're living in a centralized giveaway zone in Los Angeles. Or you can talk about super commuters that have to travel. What is it? A super commuter? Someone who has to travel over 90 minutes a day to get to their job. And so you have people that are key to our society, teachers, nurses, who have to travel. Like, I was listening to this thing, this gal who's a nurse in San Francisco has to travel 3 hours to and from every day to live somewhere that she can afford, that doesn't have any infrastructure jobs, to a city that does have infrastructure jobs, San Francisco. So she lives in if you don't know, she works in San Francisco at a hospital and lives in Stockton. That's a bigger issue that no one wants to talk about. Is affordability rates of people who are tax-paying citizens who keep the lights on. You want to talk about people who've chosen to stick needles in their arm and are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, pooping in their hands down on the streets of downtown Los Angeles. Let's talk about the people who show up every day for work, and they shuffle over 90 minutes so they can afford a residence for their children, then that's a bigger issue to me than someone who's chosen to stick needles in their arms, man. You know? So again, it's look over here, don't look over here, because, you know, all the people that are doing these giant commuter shuffles to get to the jobs so that we have infrastructure, they're too busy commuting to make a stink. That's the genius of the plan. So there's your answer to my thoughts about putting drug addicts in motorhomes on the side of the highway. Stepping. Yeah, no, these are these are things I think of, but they're hidden behind innocent people. Like the drug addict, the health issue that is these people is hidden behind truly homeless people. There are families living in their cars because they've had some catastrophic like medical bill. You know, that to me is a crime. That to me is inhumane. Do I believe in astrology? Nah. Yeah. Eli, you got that. I have a friend in San Francisco who's on the campaign for the Asian gal running for mayor, I believe. Yeah, that's the whole gig. It's your hope for San Francisco is conservative Chinese people. Like that's your only hope for San Francisco is the Asian crowd's gonna get together and organize and kick all these jerk offs off. All right, dude, you're out of here. I'm gonna put you on a timeout. I'll put you on a timeout, dude. We kicked him on out of here. I watched the Vice News documentary on people living in the people under the again. That's a drug. Look, as a dude who lived in his tiny mobile car up in the mountains, and I've told you about that. It wasn't. I thought it was a choice. It's because I was drunk and on drugs, dude. It wasn't due to anything else except I was an alcoholic, man. So if you weed out all the drug addicts and alcoholics, that's a choice, dude. You can argue that it's a disease, and I'm right there with you. It's a disease, but the help is for fun and for free. It's right there, dude. It doesn't cost you anything to get sober, dude. So once you know that there's a solution to get sober, it's now a choice, right? And that's where I'm at with that whole drug addict sobriety thing. If you know that that you can get sober, and no one getting loaded at a certain point doesn't know they can't get sober or it's an option. I'm saying you lose 70% of those people living in the streets, dude. And then the other, I bet another of if you're 100%, I bet 70% of them are people that are choosing not to get sober because they have the disease of alcoholism. And then you have another 20% that are truly mental health issues that deserve to have institutions that aren't torture chambers built for them. And again, you know, why did they close down all the mental health facilities? Why did the Democrats close down all the mental health facilities? Do people understand that too? That when California shut down all of its mental health facilities. It was Reagan had his hand forced by the Democrats. Like that was a Democrat initiative. And I will say this, rightfully so, because mental health facilities essentially were unregulated torture chambers. So like, it's not like you take these people with real mental health issues that are cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs and put them in a nice environment. You put them in with Nurse Ratched, and that ain't right either. Like, it's this weird thing of yeah, what are you going to do with people that are rubbing poop on the walls? I don't know. Soylent Green? What? I don't know, dude. It's a no, alcoholism's a full disease, dude. You don't know what you're talking about, Dave Mack. You actually don't know what you're talking about, but the choice not to accept the cure, I will argue with you. But you could even say that's masked in alcoholism too. But then again, I get why it's an abstract cure. It goes against Western medicine. Slowly boiling that frog. Yeah, you're if that's your definition, Dave, then it's a full disease, dude. So there you go. Look, dude, you don't know what you're talking about, man, and you're dangerous now. I always like I always like it's the equivalent of someone who's like non-diabetic being like, you don't need insulin. You can go do this, and that. Like, all right, non-diabetic guy. Yeah, Portland's. Now, Dave, you don't know what you're talking about, and you're dangerous. And unless you're in it, you should just fully pipe down, dude. Like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'll be super, super clear. You can just drop it and just move on, but you do not know what you're talking about. And you're dangerous. All right, so you're not going to drop it? You're going to go on and on with your nonsense? No, I'm not growing it out again, dude. It's just I haven't actually like turned the shaver on my head. There you go. We don't disagree. You're wrong. Like, you're 100% wrong, Dave. You don't know what you're talking about because you're sitting there and you're like, whatever space you're in that has no contextual understanding of what you're talking about. So I'm going to give it to you as a dude who actually like experiences it as a human being, works with people who are afflicted with said situation, and works in it professionally. Like, you're wrong. Okay. Like, I don't really get too high horsed about too many things about it, but you're wrong. Like, you are wrong. In fact, you're so wrong, you're permanently banned from ever being on this chat again. I don't think I've ever done that. I don't think I've ever truly deleted someone for that kind of situation, dude. Because I don't really get on that whole I'm right, you're wrong trip. But that one, I'm not playing, dude. There's too many lives at stake, dude. There's too many people and you know who you are out there trying to get sober. It ain't easy, man. One thing you need to know is it's a disease, man. Bad wiring, man. Dude, the science has been proven. Yeah, well, you know, who knows what they're. Bitcoin is not a disease. Yeah, Step in 417. You do understand that. Underneath this whole thing is it's yeah, there's some people out there trying to get, so it is a sobriety channel. It's just not that. It's just sobriety looks like this. Hamish, if it could make you a millionaire, why is it bad? What? I don't. Your simulation, your question. I'm confused. Why is it bad? Can you? What? Why is what bad? I don't even know. Bitcoin. I don't know why. You know, this is my take on the whole bit. Again, it's people chasing material gain. Like the whole thing's a scam. Again, it's you buying into the thing that something else truly represents what is the commerce of humanity. The commerce of humanity is us. We're the commerce. Don't people get like what the people at the top use us as the commerce? Like we are, that's what the birth certificates and the capital letters and the whole thing, the bill of ladings. We as human beings are the commerce. The minute you stop translating economic wealth as anything more than your exchange with another human being energetically. So yeah, call it Bitcoin, call it the dollar bill, call it what you want to call it, dude. It's not real. And Bitcoin couldn't be any more fake than anything else. You're talking about cryptocurrency, dude. Who owns the machines? I've talked about this before over and over again. You can do your little like blockchain algorithm, disco dance, all you want, dude. But if the satellites aren't beaming that stuff around, you don't have any money, dude. It's that simple. They turn off the electricity, your little Bitcoin ain't worth anything, dude. It's not a scam. It makes people millionaires, dude. Whatever, go do your Bitcoin thing. I don't care. I don't buy into it. Literally, do not buy into it. I am not investing in ones and zeros and algorithms. That is not the way to economic freedom. In fact, if you truly look at it, it's closer to the mark of the beast than anything, dude. Bitcoin, dude. Yeah, you know what you're going to find out one day is all that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency was created by the same dudes that created these things, which were designed to turn us into slaves. You'll find that out. You want to know what real value is? A skill set. You want to have something that's really valuable? A trade. Like that, like whoever it was the other day, is you want to turn $40 into 400, put gas in your car and go to work. You want to have some like fly by night scam, and the cryptocurrency to me thing is propaganda, dude. It's a bunch of hype, dude. Yeah, learn how to grow some seeds. Yeah, figure out how to grow your seeds and not get eaten by earwigs. Yeah, you want to keep your crops growing without dumping a bunch of poison on them. There's a real skill set. It's the future. Did you just actually hit me with all caps, dude? Oh, you're fully on timeout, dude. The guy who was yelling at me, dude. All caps, dude, about Bitcoins. You know who's another you ever see that lunatic AMC channel? That guy, oh, it's the end of the world today, dude. Oh, the nuclear bombs are falling, dude. The revolution, and then like I always get in there because I'll see. Let me see what this lunatic's talking about today, and inevitably about a third of the way through or halfway through, it's like you got to invest in Bitcoin, dude, or some sort of cryptocurrency, dude. All right, so all you Bitcoiners out there. So you were here for the video. The other week, they shut off the power. The powers that be shut off the power. So how would I have used my Bitcoin to buy food? I'm a millionaire. I have $1 million worth of Bitcoin, but the power's out. You know how I would have bought food? Got a bunch of silver and lead in my closet, dude. I just think that if you really look at it, dude, it's like you know that they're passing some new laws where encryptions have to have a key inserted into the encryption that the feds can unlock if they get a warrant. So basically making encryption unencrypted. Like, do people get that the technology is a Trojan horse? That this is all a scam to turn you into a slave? Bitcoin, encryption, because, and I'll explain it again. You may control the algorithm, like the ones and zeros bouncing around in your little like in crypto world or your blockchain world. They control the hardware. They control the hardware. The dark web. Oh, the dark web. The dark web. They control the hardware. The dark web doesn't work without satellites, without transmission lines provided to you by the same corporations you think you're fighting. So that's the thing that's making you a slave, because you think your freedom lies in using their system. That's what they want you to do. They want you to think that you're free because you're using Bitcoin and the dark web and encryptions and this and that. And then they're just going to turn the power off once they get all you suckers in there. You know what you're going to have to show for it? Nothing. You know what all the people that are actually on it, the ones that are in contact with God and all the things, you know what they're investing in? Seeds, water filters, lead, silver, you know, things that are actually like tangible, like some shovels. Yeah, but go get your Bitcoin, dude. Be a millionaire of air, dude. I own a bunch of ones and zeros, dude. Like electricity used. That's all Bitcoin is electricity. It's like the whole scam of it with the mining and the thing and the amount of electricity. It's all it is a ruse, dude. It is a total con job, dude. And if you can't see it, I get it. I like, look, it's no different than anything else. You're feeling lucky, go in and like do your little dance and ooh, you got it. You made some money. Good for you, dude. It's no different than being a commodities person and going and being like, wow, it's going to be a cold winter, so I'm going to invest in a bunch of like pork bellies or whatever the hell it is. Wasn't it from Trading Places, right? So it's no different than any of that. Like, yeah, it's like shorting stocks and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, you can go in there and play the game. Like, whatever, if that's what you want to do with your life, if you're so concerned about how much you don't have, yeah, Bitcoin and stock markets and day trading, just all about what I don't have. How about you look at what you do have? How about you stop trying to figure out how to get rich and realize you are rich? Like if you're sitting around on a stupid computer right now, you are abundantly richer than 70% of this world's population, dude. And you're sitting there like, how do I like get rich? You already are. You have electricity. If you have electricity and running water in your house, you have a level of economic security that the world has never seen. Running water, septic systems, sewers, dude. Are you kidding me? The wealth that allows you to have as a human being in your spiritual development is beyond comprehension, dude. You know that back in the day, you couldn't even drink water, dude, because you would die. That's why they all drank beer and wine and stuff, because you couldn't drink the well water, dude. Because if a rat falls in there and decomposes in your well, you die. So go Bitcoin till the sun sets. I don't care. But you're not going to get me to be like, oh, dude. Yeah, Zig gets it. All right, dude, you're out of here. See, you're getting banned too, dude. You're just done. Bye, simulation. Yeah, it's Stosh gets it. It's banning people again. It's that funny thing of like, I'm not anti do your thing, but I'm like, get to the real level of it all, dude. Get to the next phase of this whole development, man. It's the Greta Thunberg approach to it all, dude. Anyone's in San Francisco, go paint a funny little Groucho Marx mustache on that mural. Yeah. I'll give you a free t-shirt. Don't forget, support your talker, top chats, links down below, all that kind of good stuff as we wrap this up. Don't forget, this is a crowd-funded reality, dude. I like Mr. Bitcoin, dude. He would have been better off to put his money where his mouth was and sent me some Bitcoin. That's the hottest. All right, this is my trip with the weird Bitcoin promoters. Like, all right, you're trying to promote Bitcoin in my live stream. Make me a believer. Send me some. Let me see how easy it is, dude. Let me see. Make me a believer. Sit there and tell me Mr. Bitcoin's going to make you a millionaire. Well, then share the wealth. Prove it. But no, dude. You know who's the people hyping Bitcoin? People with bunny ear pockets. Like, oh, dude. And then there's the other people on the other side who have convinced all the people to have bunny ear pockets and go around on the pyramid scheme and be like, you got to get Bitcoin, dude. It's such a Ponzi scheme. It's unbelievable, dude. It really is. It's just a new form of interest-bearing currency, dude. Except it's the interest is now my interest of like me paying attention to your nonsense and typing in your I'm gonna type some stuff into a computer, dude. Like I want one more stupid thing I gotta deal with my laptop with, dude. The only thing I want to do is make videos and like that's it. I don't have to check the bank. I don't want to do any of that stuff. Don't be left holding the Bitcoin bag, dude. Yeah, see, Connor Ernst, if you're going to troll, at least troll that, dude. We know Jeffrey didn't kill himself. This isn't the channel for that. We're hip to that, dude. It's like you haven't been around before, dude. I'll take 5,000 illusion dollars, dude. Yeah, exactly, dude. Don't forget, get a hat. So, like, I got pink hats, dude. There's your real currency, dude. Go walking down your street with your nice new pink, ain't buying into the status quo hat. See, that's the weird thing is truly not buying into the status quo is being able to not buy into the non-status quo nonsense because it is status quo, dude. You know what I mean? Vegas on acid. I like your moniker, dude. Connor. Yeah, there you go. You're still here. We got six minutes. Kalani Rob's still shredding, dude. Still shredding. Yeah, dude. Stefan 417, thank you, brother. Yeah, right. You said, Robert, it's easier for a camel to pass through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Truth be told, man. Well, because that's the thing is people have had their economic brain switched to trinkets and gizmos and little stacks of dollars, dude. I don't know. I just want to I just want to not be uptight. That's the freedom I want. I just want to not be uptight. East Coast blowing up, dude. I want this lizard to stop vibing me, man. I feel like it's one of the lizards in Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas at the bar, like staring at me, like, dude, stop it. Vibe check. You can only be free if you have enough money in the States. That's such a false premise, dude. It's just such a like tired cliche. I think I'm gonna go with you're joking, but there's people that actually think that. I'll tell you what, just on the final note, as a dude who's like been in one of the richest communities in North America, dude, who has basically like no money, dude, I'm happier than most of these people, man. I can go sit next to I can go right now down the street to someone I know who's a billionaire. And I'm in a better mood than he is today. You know why? Because I'm going to go over and hug my children, give my wife a hug, go hang out, do some Legos. That dude's going to go worry about like counting his money, dude. Figuring out what his next like airline trip to wherever is going to be. To pretend that he's happy, dude. Yeah, I'm going to go and I'm going to skate. I'm going to set up a new skate deck and be like, this is the greatest thing ever. Love is the new Bitcoin. I like it, Stefan. I like it, dude. Ripping bowls, dude, makes you rich in soul, man. Yeah. Go pet a dog, dude. Have a good day, Vegas on acid. Yup. It's that kind of a day. A good errand day. Just going to go run some errands. Yeah, you know it, Pippi. The thing is not to get fooled by it, dude, but to appreciate it. There's nothing wrong with appreciating like luxury. Like, yeah, when you get into a really nice car and drive it, like, wow, that's fantastic, man. It is like truly like a fantastic thing. Do I need to like dedicate my life to needing one of those? No. You can just go drive one. I don't know, man. I'll go sit in some very nice, very, very nice houses and eat some very nice food. And it's nice. I mean, maybe that's the whole con job is people associate. I don't know, man. I get it. Awaken your third eye. Gain emotional intelligence, dude. Well, thank you, Jerry. Cleared up. Have a good day on the spaceship. You can yell that. That's an appropriate yell. Outside of the luxury, dude. And life inside. Yeah, it's an interesting thing. I just know that most of these people that have all this stuff are truly miserable, man. Look, it's not. I'll tell you what. I went to that weird on the final note. I went to that weird little town in Chile where they were cruising around in ox-driven carts. Those people were stoked. It was beautiful, man. Super clean and Oregon, cleaner than this town. I mean, I live in a full high-end town and it's trash everywhere, dude. You know, I went to that little like little town in Chile, and it was, super well kept and beautiful, and everybody was stoked, and they were driving around in ox-drawn carts. So I don't know. I heard LA is really clean, dude. Life is a lottery, and making it to old age with good health is winning. Yeah, you said it, Stevie. All right, I'm going to get going here, and links down below if you want to support the channel. Do your thing, and yeah. Hey, have a good day out there. Use the name tags. The real currency is your interaction with other human beings. So let's make them all count today, man. And let's get fired up. Goodbye, Anastasia. Do work, Chopper. Grace, Bud, and Zach. Child of God, Zombie, Stosh, Stefan, and Pippi. All right, on to the next episode, everyone. Have a beautiful day.